What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Knockout Sessions. It's the dynamic duo this time.
Trying to find him. Telepathically looking for him. Nope. No response.
Julio, Milton, in the flesh as always. As you guys already know what's up with the routine, hit the like, share, and subscribe. La gente que habla en español, en la esquina, ya saben que pedo. But we're going to get right into it. Because this man has been waiting a long time for this, apparently. I'll let you kick it off.
No, this is all you, buddy. This was a night for Julio.
So off the cusp of UFC 13, we had Alex Pereira losing to Magomed Ankalaev and new light heavyweight champion of the world, as everybody probably knows by now. But I'm a big Pereira fan.
Yes, but I want to address the fat cock in the elephant.
Ooh.
Right?
Okay.
You, if I recall this, we had a huge argument about this fight right here because you said, in your humble opinions, Alex won.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only issue I had with this fight, was you.
Privately, we talked about this.
No, this ain't private no more. The people must know.
No, but I'm saying like that that after the fight.
Well, yeah, you were in your feelings.
I had a 1-3-5 Pereira.
So let's talk about what did Alex not do? Why did Alex lose?
So we're gonna break Alex down first.
So I can answer that question.
Okay.
He was dancing in Japan, right?
Gangnam Style.
He was dancing in Brazil.
A lot of traveling.
He was dancing in Spain, right? Mm-hmm. He was doing the chama dance in different areas, and that's why he lost. He fucking wasn't focused.
Okay.
He wasn't focused, Julian.
Was that
how are you gonna fucking go up against
your biggest test?
The biggest test, and you're not taking him serious?
I agree. Pereira was traveling a lot. He was going out, like you said, to Spain, Australia, Korea. He was up and down. I mean, like 2 weeks before the fight, I believe it was reported that he was like seen in Australia. So
instead of training, that's crazy.
You know, well, I believe he trains everywhere he goes. It's just that the fact that you're just not at your home base, like that plays a factor.
You're not focused. He's not young. He's like 45.
First of all, he's 37. Fuckhead. But I think it plays a factor. Another thing, it is reported. Pereira hasn't confirmed it himself, but Pereira is not the type to confirm it himself. That he had a broken hand
toe
and a broken hand on his left hand, and I guess he had some sort of like intestinal issue that he had going on.
Only to take a shit.
Well, I don't know if it's like it was something like I don't know what it was reported, but it was like a virus almost, like something like that along those lines. But again, Pereira hasn't came out and said anything. So this is just
Julio people out there giving us excuses.
I'm not making excuses for Pereira. I think it was 1-3-5. The third round was obviously the swing round. When you look at the stats, he landed more significant strikes than Ankalaev in terms of the percentage.
I think the swing round was like the first one or the second one.
The second one was 100%.
Okay, so it was the first one. A lot of people, if you saw the little Twitter feed, it was like 3 Ankalaev, 1 Pereira. 3 Ankalaev, 1 Pereira. So
what did Ankalaev do to win the first round?
I don't recall the first round. I'm just going based on what I remember arguing with you. That I was like 0-1 Ankalaev, 1-0.
Well, all 3 judges had the first round of Pereira.
Okay, but we're going based on who I saw, right? What I see.
But one of the judges had 4-1 Ankalaev.
Because wasn't fucking round 3 where fucking Pereira almost fucking got knocked out?
It was round 2. That's what I'm saying. Round 2 was undisputedly Ankalaev's round. Round 3, it was, I believe Pereira turned it on a little more, where he probably was more active. The more highlighted shots were in Pereira's favor.
Okay.
Round 4 was where Ankalaev just decided to hug him against the fence and just sniff his crotch for a little bit. And then round 5 was like the first half was Pereira, and then the second half was just Ankalaev hugging again.
Regardless, at the end of the day, I think this was the first time that we saw Alex not be dominant in
striking.
In the light heavyweight, yes.
Because here's the story going into this. Like, the story was Pereira's a better striker, Ankalaev's a better wrestler, who's going to adapt too. And the roles were completely reversed because he stuffed 12 takedowns from Ankalaev. He showed that he's got good defense, at least on it. But Ankalaev showed, I can stand and bang with you all day.
Yeah.
And Pereira, for whatever reason, and it came out in round 3, and I said this: stop the leg kicks. Like, they're not doing anything.
Leg kick.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just, he was making it too obvious, and you could tell that if you look at Ankalaev when he was doing the switch, the motion switch, like he was going up, down, he was making Pereira guess, and that's the thing that had Pereira off the whole night. Is like, oh shoot, it's not just the wrestling that I got to worry about. Like, this dude came here to bang, but I can't let him get the takedown. So I think he was gun shy. He was not disciplined going into the fight. But
it looks like he had no plan B. His only plan A was break his legs
and defend the takedowns, which he did both. Like,
yeah, but
good.
he wasn't defending the striking. That's essentially the biggest problem.
And when you look at the fight, if we're gonna be completely honest, Pereira was really just one good blow away from maybe taking the fight from Ankalaev.
Yeah, I mean, but that's him,
right? So
that's just the power of having fucking knockout power.
Exactly. But when you're gun shy, you're not gonna show that. You know what I'm saying? So, like, this was probably the most timid Pereira I've ever seen. Because even in the loss to Izzy, he was making a rain on Izzy before Izzy landed that left hook. So I think Pereira he looked a little shy. He looked a little nervous. It looked like like you said, he only had a plan A, and he was just trying to stick to that plan. His corner even told him in the 5th round, like, go for the knockout. Like, you need to let it all go. And you could tell that he was letting it all go, but then Ankalaev right away is when he locked him in against the cage. 0 for 12 though on the takedowns. Pereira proved he's got takedown defense, but did nothing on the offense, which is what everybody loves and knows him for. So
look, at the end of the day, I didn't give you shit for this fight because it was actually whatever fight. It wasn't like a crazy fucking knockout like Izzy knocked him out or he got choked out. I thought it was like you said, it was a swing fight. Alex just didn't let his hands go. It wasn't like a horrible loss. I know Dana was fucking pissed, your cousin.
I mean, it's because when you look at it, this was always Pereira's fight to lose, realistically. And if you're him now, because the rematch is going to happen. Let's be completely honest. Like, Dana White himself said probably. The question is, and I'm going to tell you guys the answer to this. When is the rematch? Wait a long time for it, because it's probably going to be in October. It's going to be in Abu Dhabi. Because Ankalaev is probably going to be a little bit petty. Like, you made me wait a good while for this title shot. Despite the fact that there's reports that Pereira wanted him at 300, but Dana didn't want to make that fight yet.
Whack.
So if you're Pereira, though, here's the keys going into a rematch. You stuffed 12 takedowns. You know your defense got better. You proved it, even in a losing effort. You were 1 or 2 good highlights away from really taking the fight from Magomed. You go into that second round, or that second fight, a little bit more confident in your hands. If you need to lose a takedown or 2, go ahead and do it. If it means you dictate your game, your pace, your style against Ankalaev. Because no matter how good Ankalaev looked, his striking still isn't as good as Pereira's on a great day. So it was Ankalaev's best night versus Pereira's worst night on that night.
But see, this is a conversation we were all having with you. This was the stepping stone for that John Jones fight.
Oh, that's out the window right now.
No.
That's out the window.
No, listen, because this is a perfect example.
You know John Jones was mad that night.
No. Fuck that. Do you really think, based on what you saw, if Pereira had this fucking type of fight against John Jones,
he gets starched?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's my point.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, he should think about heavyweight right now.
He shouldn't be thinking about heavyweight no matter what. Well, he needs to go through Tom Aspinall to even fucking talk about it.
If you're Pereira, let's say you win the rematch, right?
It has to be super convincing. If it's another close match,
Well, he's gonna have to knock him out. If it's in Abu Dhabi, you don't want to leave that to the judges.
yeah,
Let's be completely
it
honest.
has to be a clear win.
If it's another one of those signature Pineda knockouts that he's had against like Yuri and Roundtree and Hill, whatever.
You can have an argument, but
Right, but would there have to be a trilogy?
no, hell no.
You wouldn't want the trilogy after a knockout win?
The first fight wasn't even that great.
Well, because that was an Ankalaev fight. Like, he dictated the pace.
Exactly. So the next one that just if Alex fucking knocks him out within 3 rounds, like you already know what the trilogy is gonna look like.
We know it's funny you bring it up because I've heard chirps about this topic. Does the UFC have a Borings champions problem right now?
A boring champions problem.
So the names that pop up right now currently
are
are Pantoja.
Pantoja's too dominant.
Is he boring?
Not Pantoja. He's just competition.
Okay. Then the other name that comes up is Merab.
He's not boring.
Is the competition?
He had a little more competitive fight. What was his last fight?
It was Umar.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. Umar was boring.
The next fighter that comes up, surprisingly, it's not Islam. It's Bilal.
Oh, yeah, of course. Well, I don't think anybody likes Bilal at this point.
Okay, and then the next name that pops up, which I think is a little blasphemous,
Blasphemy.
is Dricus du Plessis.
No, I think his fights have been pretty competitive. I mean, the Izzy fight was kind of boring, but it wasn't the boring it is.
It wasn't exciting, but at the same time, when Dricus pulls whatever out of his ass to win, that's what lasts in your memory. You're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And then the other name that pops up now is Ankalaev.
I mean, now Ankalaev, I can see that. I fucking hate that stupid fucking control time.
So I'm glad you bring that up, and I want your opinion on this. Is control time a thing?
I don't know. You tell me.
Because I think it should be a thing if you're putting in damage. If I'm a judge...
I don't know, bro. I think...
Right, MMA has this issue, right, in judging? They don't make it clear, right?
Yeah, I just don't...
Like in boxing, you know what they're going to point, right? It's going to be the jabs. It's going to be the signature, significant strikes. It's going to be the knockdowns. And it's going to be, if you're hugging a lot, it makes you look bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're Floyd. In MMA, I can have you against this wall right now for the next 3 minutes, and all of a sudden, I'm winning the round.
Yeah, I think like there should be like a rule. Like if you're not fucking doing anything significant within the first minute, split them up.
Which Mark Goddard, or I believe was a referee, had to do that at one point with Ankalaev and Pineda.
Yeah, because people were booing. Ain't nobody want to try to fucking see that shit.
But then there's guys like Charles who will put you against the fence and boom, boom, you know what I'm saying? Like he'll land some damages, and that I'm scoring. That I'm just like, okay, he's bullying.
But if you just fucking like
got your hands against the hips, and then you just got your head there, and it's just knees here and stuff like that. So and I'm not saying this for Pineda's, defense or anything. I'm saying this in general because another fight that came to mind was Usman Masvidal 1.
Colby versus Masvidal.
Colby Masvidal was nothing but hugging against the fence. You know what I'm saying? At some point, MMA's got to make it clear. You either want the control time. Okay, great. Then in that case, shouldn't we also be scoring the knockdowns a little more forcefully? Like, there's some knockdowns that happen in MMA, but the round is still 10-9 instead of 10-8.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta make it more concise. You can't have your cake and eat it too at the same time if you're judging, or if you have a specific style of fighting. To me, if I'm judging, it comes down to damage. What did you do in your style of fighting that damaged?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Habib, time, I don't like it.
Habib was horrible striking game, but when he took you down, he was pounding on you. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. But just wanted your opinion to see on that.
My opinion.
So, now that we know that there's probably going to be a rematch, though, how do you view the rematch? Early predictions? Who adapts more? Did we see the best Ankalaev?
I think Ankalaev will adapt more.
You think so?
Yeah, because I think at that point he's going to expect Alex to...
gunfire?
Yeah, so I think Ankalaev's rematch is going to be on the ground. So, I think he's gonna try to fix the 0-12
takedowns.
Yeah.
And if you're Pineda and you lose this, what's next? Just early predictions.
Him and DDP.
Oh, you want DDP to move up or Pereira to move
Depending
down?
on what DDP does, no. Come on, Pereira can't.
Well, he'll kill himself doing it, but
At that point, I don't know if it makes sense for him to move up. If he can't even...
Pereira?
Yeah.
I think he can move up. He's just
no,
not gonna...
I don't know if it makes sense for him to move up.
I mean, imagine Pereira versus Cyril Gane.
Yeah, but you can't even take on Ankalaev. That's the point. See this verse where it gets
I think we would have to have the trilogy with Yuri, huh?
I don't know.
But he already wiped that out.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Is Pereira in a pickle if he loses?
Yes, he can't lose. That's gonna fuck him up.
Question.
Answer.
Because there's also another topic that I've been hearing a lot. With Pereira losing, does UFC have a star problem?
Why a star problem?
So Pereira losing, a lot of people said, "Oh shit! Like this is like UFC's biggest star losing. Like what does UFC have to offer as far as stars? They compare this similarly to Conor losing to Habib. Even though I think Habib dominated Conor,
obviously.
So is Pereira still the face of the UFC?
I mean, I don't think you lose that with one loss.
So because he doesn't,
it's like saying that Canelo fucking lost it when he lost to fucking Bill.
Yeah, but there were chirps like, "Is Canelo the face of boxing?" You remember that?
Yeah, I mean, it's just
like
it makes headlines, but I mean, I don't.
You started hearing Tank is taking over.
It's
like
taking over. Ankalaev has to redo everything that fucking Alex has done to even fucking get that star power.
Does this fight remind you of when Canelo fought Bivol?
Kinda, but again, I don't think one fight dictates that. You literally have to do all the highlights that fucking Alex is known for to even get a fucking opportunity to take away his star power.
So this is going to be a highly anticipated rematch, and that's really what will seal a lot of questions for you.
For me, I already know that if Alex loses,
Dunzo.
He's on a limbo because nobody wants to see a bunch of rematches.
Because he already cleared the rest of the division.
Correct. The only good fights at that point would be if DDP moves up. But why would DDP fight Alex and not go straight for the belt? And then I don't think if he can't take on someone like Ankalaev, I don't know if he would be ready for someone who's heavier and that can do a similar style like Ankalaev.
If Pereira was to lose, God forbid, Lord, I think this would have been a perfect time for Pereira Adesanya. But they kind of squashed the beef.
100%. So there's no point.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's like, unless at that point Hamza beat DDP, would Chimaev want to fight Pereira?
Why would he go for Pereira? You might as well
go for Ankalaev.
Yeah, fight your fucking giant. Yeah, fight your giant self.
UFC and Pereira are going to be in a bind if that rematch doesn't go their way.
Yeah, see, at that point is when you can expect the Usyk fight.
Oh, like that? For both of them to just ride off into the sunset on a big payday?
Yep.
I mean, yeah. What else does Pereira really have to prove at this point? No, think about it.
Yeah, but again, this is see. Ooh.
Go ahead and say it, because I already have a retort for you. Go ahead and say it.
But see, this is what I talk about when I have the argument about Canelo, and this fuckface is like, yeah,
no.
But don't you want him to be like the great, the established, fucking? Isn't that why you said that you wanted
Kings?
Isn't that why you said that you wanted to see fucking Alex and John Jones?
Yeah. So
okay. See.
Yes. But here's the difference. When we talk about
don't make me angry.
When we talk about Canelo, because you're bringing up my argument as to why he should fight Benavidez, right? Get that out of the way, right? If you can. This was his Benavidez. This is the guy that everybody. It wasn't John Jones. People are saying John Jones is Benavidez.
No, but this is the thing though. It's like everyone, all the Julios and Delgaditos out there are saying that Canelo without Benavidez Canelo will never be great. He's not great. Stop it.
Alex without Ankalaev would have been the same.
No, because...
If he moves up to heavyweight, everybody would have been like, "Oh, he avoided Ankalaev."
Nah.
Oh, comments. We need the comments on this. It's so bad, I might clip this part that we just talked about. I might put it on Instagram and make a poll.
Fight me.
John Jones was not Alex's Benavidez.
What I'm saying is that you said that Alex having the opportunity to put John Jones under his name and potentially Tom Aspinall would have made him God. The god of goats, the goats of God,
the combat king.
My biggest thing is the comment that you said once. If Canelo has the opportunity to do something like that, why would he not do it? See, that's what makes him average. It's the same concept here. So
if you're Pereira and you lose a rematch, what's next for you, though? That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't go for that anymore. That's gone. That disappears.
No, I know, but you can't say that. I forgot what words that you said that triggered me. Oh, you said, what else does he have to prove? Well, he can prove himself by fucking finding a way to fucking...
If Canelo retires today, he's one of the all-time greats. One of the legends, right? Hall of Famers.
No. We're not. I don't want to go into talking.
No. But you brought it up, so now we're gonna end it. I said if Canelo retires today, he's one of the greats. He's a Hall of Famer, right? Maybe the greatest Mexican of all time. I've already given him that title based on his accomplishments. But he wouldn't be the king of boxing, like the Zeus of boxing Mount Olympus, right? Pereira would be in that same category if he loses a rematch and just calls it a career. Like, he's just a Hall of Famer. You know what I'm saying? But if he beats Ankalaev and whatever he does after that, and he eventually goes for the John Jones or the Tom Aspinalls, then it's that conversation that I'm having. You know what I'm saying? This is what I mean. This was his David Benavidez. So, obviously, if Canelo lost to Benavidez, you would expect a rematch, right?
Right. I know, but we're talking about after the rematch. We're not saying that the rematch ain't gonna happen. Dana wants that belt back.
Yes. Dana hasn't really said it. I mean, he said Ankalaev won.
I know.
Or do you think that's just gonna be?
But PR? I'm saying he has a fucking star. His cash cow fucking needs to have the belt back. That's what I'm saying.
Because his cash cow only has maybe another 2-3 years.
Exactly. Who doesn't want to milk him?
But Pereira is the biggest star since Conor. If I'm gonna be completely honest.
Possibly, yes.
But moving on from the main event to the co-main, now this one was fireworks. I think this was fight of the night in my opinion.
Yeah.
Justin Gaethje narrowly defeating Rafael Fiziev in a rematch from their fight at UFC 286. I'll let you go first. He had Gaethje, I had Fiziev, but things happen.
Tell me what you feel in your heart. We didn't watch these fights together.
Obviously, because he never wants to watch it with me, y'all.
I don't know what he's talking about. Explain to me what your heart said about this fight, because you were obviously upset and you fucking jinxed yourself when you said, "Oh, I think Alex is gonna lose tonight because Fiziev lost." How does that make sense?
Oh, because so he's referring to a little quote that I told him. Because he wanted to bet me on Pereira and Ankalaev if it would go in the decision, which we actually probably would have lost that. Both, it would have been a draw.
How?
Because you said Pereira goes to decision. Yeah. I said you told me Pereira by knockout is what I would choose. Yeah. Neither of us happened. As far as what I told him was, I don't think I want to bet on that fight because Fiziev lost, and knowing my luck, Pereira's next. Behold, right, Lord and behold. I went through it once, all right, at UFC, whatever it was in Miami. I saw Adrian Yanez, Jorge Masvidal, Alex Pereira, and I forget who else all lost consecutively. It was a tough night.
It was a tough night at UFC for Julio.
This one this past Saturday is probably still second place compared to that. That one was just bad for me all around.
Horrible.
But getting back to the co-main event, Justin Gaethje defeating Rafael Fiziev by unanimous decision in a 3-round fight in a 11-day notice for Rafael Fiziev. Let me just put that out there.
I don't like that. No one asked him to take the fight.
No, but we'll get more as to why he took the fight a little later and what it means for their future. But Justin Gaethje, can I say something?
Hi.
And you might agree with this because you'll like this.
Possibly.
Can we give, and not just us, I'm saying as the world, flowers to this class of lightweights that we don't have for much longer? And what I mean by that is like the Gaethjes, the Poiriers, the Oliveras, you can kind of put Islam in there. You can kind of throw Tony in there, Michael Chandler, the older veterans who are just a complete wall for any of the contenders coming. The Benoit Saint-Denis, the Rafael Fizieves. Armin got past Oliveira, but that's neither here nor there.
Armin's going to be the next champ when all these dudes retire.
Potentially.
Oh, because Fiziev is going to be here.
Because the King of the North is coming on. But like all these younger generations who are now reaching their early 30s, like Fiziev just turned 32 literally on Saturday. They can't get over these guys. Like these guys, this violent group of lightweights, for this class of warriors, do not let go of the top 5 spots, top 6 spots.
Yeah.
Like it's just like Gaethje beating Fiziev. Like what's next for Gaethje? Because we're right back in the same pool.
Yeah. A rematch with Max Holloway.
You think a rematch with Max Holloway?
I don't know. I'm just saying, like that's like we've seen all the fucking fights that come above that. So
because Gaethje said he feels like he's entitled to a title fight because he's won 3 of his last 4, and they've granted 2 of them were with Fiziev, and 1 of them was with
Max Holloway.
Well, that was the loss to Max Holloway, and then he had defeated. Who did he defeat?
Chandler.
Was it Michael Chandler after Fiziev? I believe. Oh no, the BMF with Poirier when he knocked out Poirier.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's what happened. So I mean, technically, those are big wins. When you go Fiziev, Poirier.
Have we seen Justin versus Armin?
We haven't. But we haven't seen Justin Islam either.
We haven't?
We haven't.
Poirier only?
Just Poirier. And Justin still shows it. He's got sledgehammers for hands. Knocking down Fiziev in the 2nd round. Fiziev's never been knocked down until that point.
No Islam.
No Islam.
I never thought about that.
That's the one in the top 6.
Oh, he beat.
Gaethje fought Habib.
I think I got him confused.
Yes. I mean, they all look alike, yes. We'll have to censor that one out.
Okay. Well, who's Armin fighting?
So you want me to fantasy book this division right now, huh?
Yeah, because right now we're going to do Justin Armin potentially.
So this is how I would do
We're going to do Charles and Patty. And
so this is how I would book it. I would do Islam Justin.
Just move him up, fuck it.
I'm doing it.
Okay.
I would do
Charles Armin rematch.
No.
Damn it.
Charles versus Topuria. We'll get more on that a little later. Well, I would do Armin versus. Let me look at the top lightweight division right now.
Armin versus Patty, because Patty's gonna win.
I don't know. That's why I didn't want to go and get too deep in it. You calm yourself, young man. Stop it. So I would do.
Yeah, Gaethje versus Islam. Run that shit up.
Gaethje versus Islam. Would you do Armin versus
Max Holloway?
Yeah, but there's rumors going on of Holloway being Poirier's retirement fight.
Oh my god! See, this is too complicated.
It's an ugly division right now.
It's beautiful,
beautifully ugly
because of everyone who's just so fucking dominant.
Okay. I think I got this. So let's assume Poirier Holloway is gonna get done, right? For International Fight Week, whatever. I would do Gaethje versus Islam, Oliveira versus Armin 2, and I would do Topuria versus Patty if he beats Chandler.
That's what I just said.
There you go.
I swear to God, if Patty fucks up Topuria, I will never let that one go.
Would you root for Patty in that fight?
Fuck yeah.
What the fuck?
Just because of you. I would never let it go.
If not,
Do you think that a fat dude who eats pizza in his fucking off season
goes against like the Spanish Bruce Wayne?
Yeah. Oh my goodness. That would be epic.
Because if Gaethje does not get Islam, I would do Topuria, Oliveira, Armin, Gaethje, Poirier, Holloway.
Ilia, Topuria, Armin. I lost you completely.
Topuria versus Armin.
Topuria versus Armin. Okay.
Wait. No. I would do Gaethje versus Armin.
Gaethje, Armin. Yes.
Topuria, Oliveira.
See, is that the reason why Gaethje never gets the title shot? Because we keep pairing him up against fucking dudes who are gonna stop him from getting the title shot.
I mean, yeah, that's essentially what this wall right here.
Which, at the end of the day, if you can't get past number 1 or 2, then why would you get the title shot, right? That's essentially what it is.
Yeah. But when you're 1 and 2, 1 is inactive. Oliveira hasn't fought since what?
Hey, relax.
And Armin, who shit his back out trying to impress Nina Drama.
Hey, relax.
Who's such a mid journalist. I'm kidding. That was for
We're talking about her being a journalist, though.
she's mid as a woman. I hope you know that.
I knew you were gay.
She's cool. She's funny, I guess. This lightweight division is in fucking shambles right now.
Well, I guess the way we're gonna see it is Justin should get the Islam fight. Then I agree.
I agree on that too. Then the rest kind of
because
depend.
Since Armin shit the bag, Dana's mad at him. He's gonna make him earn it, and I don't think he'll fuck up Justin, who's been fucking making him money.
And keeps staying in the top 3.
Yeah, so I think Justin should just get the Islam fight.
And then you would do Armin Oliveira too? And do Poirier versus Topuria?
Poirier versus Topuria. No, I think we would see Poirier versus Armin and Charles versus Topuria.
You want Charles to die, don't
I
you?
want you to fucking get choked. You fucking monkey.
They keep out of his heart.
I want you to get choked.
So let me ask you this: if Oliveira and Topuria was made, you would genuinely?
I will go for fucking Du Bronx.
Of course, as you, I like Charles too. Don't get me wrong.
No, you don't.
Well, here we go. This is the Canelo effect all over again.
No, you don't.
But I think Topuria would beat Charles.
Okay, well, fucking make it. God damn! So quit the talking. Let's just get the scrapping.
Can you believe it's been 5 years? 5 whole years since Oliveira started his Super Saiyan run?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
5 years ago, around this time, he beat Kevin Lee and it jump-started his crazy win streak. But anyways, and the reason, and I'm sure some of you guys are asking, well, what about Fiziev? It's been reported by Fiziev himself on the Ariel Helwani show, 50-50, that he might move down to 145. Reasons being is that he feels like he's small for the lightweight division as it is.
He's a big ass motherfucking Viking.
So Ariel asked him, like, yes, he's short compared to other fighters, but he's pretty stocky. And Fiziev said, my nutritionist is the one that has been kind of telling me to, like, bulk up. But naturally, he says naturally, he only walks around like at 168 or something like that, he said. And that's why he took the fight with Gaethje, because he didn't have to cut a lot of weight.
Interesting.
But he says he's been wanting featherweight for a while now, but he stuck around with lightweight because obviously he was at one point like in the top 5.
Mm-hmm.
So he says that for a while he's been wanting to think about going to featherweight. He just wants to make sure if his body can take it and if his knee is good, because he says that he still was a little weary of the ACL that he had blown a year and a half ago.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, as far as the fight goes, Fiziev gave him a good fight. He gave Gaethje a good fight.
Yeah, it was cute.
That first round had you going, ooh.
Yeah, it was cute.
And in that first half of the second round, had you going, ooh.
Very cute.
And even the third round, had you going, ooh.
Had you going,
But, how Fiziev...
Look, Fiziev is not a bad fighter, but I don't see what you see in him. I really don't. Every single time that he stepped up into the top 5 against the same man.
Well, Gaethje owns him at this point. Barely. Because it's not like he's
but I don't
dominated
see
by.
But
by
I don't
Gaethje.
see what you see about this whole. Oh my God, he's gonna be the fucking champion.
Can you admit that when Gaethje and Fiziev get in the octagon together, it's magical?
Yeah, just anyone that Justin gets in the octagon with, it becomes magic.
but
it's more of a Gaethje thing
than a Fiziev thing.
I don't know.
So I'll say this about Fiziev, and you have to admit to this.
Okay.
Has he not had the shit end of the stick plate? Like, took a fight on the 11th day to notice, lost. Blew his ACL before that, counted as a loss. The only legitimate 100% undisputedly loss was the first Gaethje fight. And even then, that was close. I kind of had Fiziev winning that fight. So as of right now, he's getting like the 2012 Miguel Cotto treatment, where it's like, but he keeps getting done dirty, got done dirty by Margarito, you know, and then he was, you know, he ran into Austin Trout. Like, it's reminding me of that little run, where it's like, you have 3 losses, but it should only really be 1. It's cool.
He literally just lost. What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, close fight. But
he literally lost.
A close fight. But Fiziev himself acknowledged that he lost. He gassed out, he said. Which you could tell. In the third round, he was already done. Dude's wheels were already gone.
The wheels on the bus go round and round.
But if, let's say, Fiziev stays at lightweight, and he has this shit show to deal with, I think
Fiziev
versus Gamrot, we run that back.
Yeah, because that one hurt you.
Yeah.
So he already got 1 rematch. We know how that ended.
Well,
and then stop it. So Gamrot will
full camp.
Yeah.
Full camp might be a different story, but that's neither here nor there.
He said, Justin!
That was in the first fight.
No matter what. He got his ass kicked with a full camp.
The thing is, I would like to see him fight Gamrot, and if Gamrot's not a thing, because if Gamrot did, not pull out, he backed out because they were supposed to fight in February. That's also why he was also a little bit in shape. If it's not Gamrot, Fiziev Hooker?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That's a violent fight waiting to happen.
Yeah, that'll keep him busy until all the other
others fight each other.
Oh no, retire.
Oh, so you think Fiziev has to wait until that class that I talked about is all gone? Now, if he goes to featherweight,
high feathers,
how does he do in featherweight? Let's assume he makes weight healthy, everything good, whatever.
I have to see it. I mean, he's already fought bigger dudes. He can take a punch, so maybe.
Let's say we have the featherweight right here. We'll ignore that guy right there. He's not the champion right now. Where would you throw him right now against? We can ignore that name too right there. That guy's gone. I would throw him in.
Brian Ortega even moved up.
Officially?
I don't know. You tell me.
I haven't heard that he's moved up yet. He hasn't announced a fight. I have a name.
Say the name.
I think he should fight the winner of Yair versus Pitbull.
Okay. I actually was going to say Yair.
Because that fight would be...
Yeah, it would be fun.
They both have similar styles. Yeah. Now, let's say Yair beats Patricio
Pitbull.
Who wins, Yair or Fiziev?
I don't know. I want to see it.
See, it makes you wonder, huh?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then, if he was here...
Voila.
All right. Abi said, Fiziev going to featherweight is a weak move because it's a weak division. But when you look at these guys, some of them you probably don't know that are coming up, like Yusuf. Would Fiziev do good in this division?
Obviously, I just said he fucking was bigger. He can stand with the big guys. The only thing we gotta understand is, going down in weight, will he lose something? Right? He keeps saying my nutrition is making me bulk up. Right? So what's gonna happen when he bulks down?
Slims down.
Little weak muscles, little weak chin. You know what I'm saying? We have to see. It's different when you're moving up.
let's say right now.
Hola.
Fizzy fights Volk. Who's favored?
Oh, fucking Volk. Come on.
Fizzy would fuck Volk.
I hope not.
If that fight ever happens, are we revisiting this conversation?
Sure, 100%. Especially depending on how he looks against Lopez.
Would you like Lopez too?
What?
You're a fan of Diego Lopez too, though.
Yeah, but I will stick with the man who fucking has been proven for now.
So in Volk versus Lopez, you're rooting for Volk?
Yeah, of course.
Wow, okay, cool. I didn't know that. That's another conversation for a later video. We might have to revisit that conversation because I think a certain mullet-haired guy might win the title, but that's neither here nor there.
Okay.
Get rid of Mexico. But we talked about what's next for Gaethje. We talked about what's next for Fiziev. We talked about what's next for Pereira and Ankalaev. What's next for Ilia Topuria, who says he has an announcement, though? What could that announcement be?
Charles.
You think indefinitively?
Charles is the only thing that makes sense.
What Topuria says he doesn't want a contender fight, though. Is Charles enough to make the man go, I'm whooping his ass?
Who?
Topuria to Charles. To get to the title. Because Topuria himself says, I want an immediate title shot.
Uh-huh.
Is Charles enough of a name? If you're Dana White and you sit down with Ilia, Bronx is a good name to get you kick-started into this division.
I don't give a fuck what he says. Oh, fuck. See, that's the problem I have. You're so in a piece. Get the fuck out.
So that's why.
Get choked out, bitch.
So if Topuria was to knock out Charles, how salty would you be at that?
I won't because he's getting choked.
So there's no possibility that
I'm not gonna fucking entertain this fucking... No.
I entertain the idea of Ankalaev.
Yeah, I know. And that's what I'm saying. Charles is getting fucking... He's choking him out.
From 1 to 10, how does Charles win this? Like, how
He's literally gonna climb on his fucking back and choke him.
But from 1 to 10, how much confidence are you
10, motherfucker.
So there's no other... There's
Not
no
right
solution.
Now. I need to see more from fucking Ilia.
Like, if Doctor Strange did his whole thing, there's no possibility Topuria wins.
Oh, of course. He's got fucking brick hands, but...
Okay, I just wanted to know how...
He's getting choked.
How delusional you were going with this.
Oh,
It's because you sounded a little delusional.
No. He's made me lose against you with fucking arguments.
So you think a third would just make him your mortal enemy at this point? Especially with Charles. Wow. I didn't know the hate rooted that deep in this.
It's not hate. I just hate you.
You know, this reminds me of early Alex Pereira. Before you really started liking Pereira.
Yes.
God, you're so petty.
No, I'm not.
So you believe that the support announcement is Charles. I think it's not fight related. I think it's going to be some sort of...
He's becoming a movie star.
Something Hollywood related.
And you're going to root for him.
He came out in that Daredevil... did you watch the clip that I sent you? He came out in the Daredevil trailer. You know, like a partnership almost trailer. And I'm like, Topuria and my favorite TV show. I like it.
First of all, Daredevil is not your favorite TV show.
Who is it?
Vampire Diaries.
It's the Punisher.
You swore I was going to say that.
I really thought you were going to go with that. My Vampire Diary fans, put the ones up. But yeah, I think it's going to be something totally unrelated to fighting. But there's rumors of Topuria and Charles, to your credit, happening at International Fight Week, which brings me to the next topic. There's also rumors, again, I'm not here to defend his guy, so I guess we'll have to do it for him.
I'm not going to defend nobody. I'm just saying.
John Jones versus Tom Aspinall will be the main event of a rumored co-main to Topuria Charles. Brought to you from this guy right here. Whoa. Lord. God damn. That was a lot of sauce in that drip. Do you think it's true? Will we get Jones and Aspinall, Topuria, Oliveira on an International Fight Week?
I mean, it's Dana, so yes. I believe it. And that's why I'm saying Charles and Ilia is the announcement.
to kickstart it.
Yes.
From here to July.
Yes. Nigga, we postponed the Tom Aspinall John Jones fight for too long. Just make it happen.
That's a huge...
We've talked about this fucking fight so many times. Like, I don't even know what else to say. Like, we talk about this fight a lot, so.
Yeah, and usually...
Now we just need a confirmation. That's it. That's all I'm waiting for. It's just a confirmation.
Well, okay. So apparently from what I heard is that the fight's been agreed upon. It's just a matter of when and where for John. John is the one that's really dictating this whole negotiation.
And it's going to stay in the U.S. so we can watch it at El Host. Sponsor us, sir.
I'm gonna clip this part. I'm gonna send it to a few people that I know. Jasmine, stay on the lookout. But why did you know that?
Sure, we're business right now.
It is business, but why'd you have to be all petty about that? Anyways, this man's a jealous wife. If it is Jones and Aspinall and Topuria Oliveira, because the whole time I've been trying to think to myself, is that the biggest main and co-main of all time? I would have to really look, but it would definitely have the ingredients to be that on a good night. I think it just depends. If the rest of the card is solid, it's not going to be UFC 300 level, but I think it would be up there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's crazy. Like seeing Topuria knock out Charles and Jones beat Aspinall on the same night. Like, I would come in here and shit all over you and Abi.
Yeah, we're definitely going to come on you.
Actually, that's what I think about. If Topuria beats Charles and Jones beats Aspinall, you two are in purgatory. I'm coming in like
just remember, you hid from us for a whole week before this fucking video happened.
I would come in here like a hungry lion.
Yeah, I bet you would, you fucking joto.
It just dawned on me.
Again, we just need a confirmation.
Okay.
This is just news.
I'm not saying I would root for John, guys.
Yes, you did.
I didn't say that.
Yes, you did.
But the fun and ironic thing of that night is that both of these guys, their warriors, would be going up against the favorites of the bouts, which would be Topuria and Jones. But in other news, before we wrap this all up, I want to give a quick little gloss over the fight night that just happened where Marvin Vettori losing a rematch against Roman Dolidze. He didn't watch it. I saw some of the highlights. Busy man, you know what I'm saying? We've seen Marvin Vettori fight, but he doesn't remember him. Shame on him.
Shame on you.
You. Feel a little bad for Vettori. He was already ranked number 8. He's lost 3 in a row now. 2 of his last 4. Something like that. But, I don't know. Like, Vettori, he's got an iron chin. Actually, let me play this little sound clip of Vettori that you will enjoy. This is for Sparta. You ever seen those videos where like you hear the war cries in the weigh-ins? Like Peter Young?
Oh yes.
Okay. You want to hear Marvin?
Peter Juan?
No. Marvin Vettori's scream. It is pretty funny. Where is... Oh, there you are, you big golem.
Smart there. Used that opportunity. Kept him busy. He's got that choke in.
Wait for it.
45 seconds to work. Robertson
gonna try to fight the hands. There's the tap. Marvin Vettori's been waiting for it. Takes less than a round to take care of it.
That's a war cry, huh? Well, anyways, props to Roman Dolidze is really coming on. He has called out Israel Adesanya and Robert Whittaker. At this point, it's kind of hard to not argue making those fights because both of our guys have kind of been in purgatory, and it seems like they're friends now. I hope this whole friendship thing in UFC kind of stops because it's become like the NBA where everybody just wants to be friends and not, go head to head with each other. But whatever. But yeah, until we start getting more clarity on these divisions. Stay tuned on our social media, everybody. Hit the like, share, and the subscribe button. Para la gente que lo pusieron aquí en la esquina, gracias por seguirnos a nosotros. Sigue poniendo like, compártenlo. And we'll have more videos coming for you shortly.
Arigato.
All right. Until then, peace.